A lot of older men feel tired all the time. They struggle with poor sleep, low drive, and a sense that they're not quite the man they used to be. But here's the truth. It's not just about getting older. In many cases, it's because we've forgotten a few simple habits that help our bodies recharge each day. In this video, I'll walk you through 3 powerful daily habits that can help restore your energy, and 2 quiet habits that might be draining your strength without you even realizing it. And at the end, I'll share a few simple tips to help you feel confident and strong again. So stick with me, you'll be glad you did. So what's the difference? Why do some men fade while others thrive? After decades working with older men all across the country, I've realized something powerful. The decline in energy, the sleepless nights, the loss of intimacy. It isn't always about age. More often, it's because we've forgotten 3 simple things that our bodies and minds desperately need to recharge every day. And at the same time, we've picked up 2 quiet habits that are slowly draining us from the inside out. Habits we don't even realize are stealing our strength, our clarity, and our fire. Think about it. If every night you lie in bed feeling empty, if every morning feels like a chore, if food doesn't excite you and people exhaust you, ask yourself, is that really the life you deserve? Now picture something different. Imagine waking up feeling refreshed. You speak calmly, but with quiet strength. Your wife and family look at you with pride and respect. That kind of life, that kind of aging, that's not decline, that's dignity. I'm not saying this to blame anyone. I say it because I know the truth. Your vitality, your confidence, your manhood, they can come back. And no, it doesn't take some expensive pill. All it takes is 3 small actions each day, and the courage to cut out 2 harmful habits that have been robbing you for years. Do this, and you'll reignite your inner fire, stronger, longer, and more naturally than you ever thought possible. Now, the very first thing I want to share with you might also be the simplest, but it's something most older men tend to forget. Many think the answer lies in supplements or fancy diets, but before we talk about any of that, I want to say this clearly. The first thing you need to do is step into the morning sunlight. That's right, early light. Natural light. I remember a gentleman named Mr. Thompson, 68 years old, who came to my clinic. He'd lost his wife years ago and lived alone in a small house on the outskirts of town. He came in looking exhausted. He barely got out of bed in the morning, and at night he couldn't sleep. His body was weak, his skin was pale, and mentally, it was like there was a fog over his entire being. We ran tests, heart, liver, kidneys, everything looked normal. No clear disease. But there was something else. Something subtle, yet incredibly powerful. Mr. Thompson had spent nearly every day in the dark. I know it sounds strange, but it's true. He told me, "Doc, I usually sleep until 9 or 10, and even then, I don't really go outside. Sometimes I don't see the sun for a whole week." And here's what most people don't realize. According to research from Harvard University, early morning sunlight is what resets the body's internal clock. When light enters your eyes, specifically your retina, it signals the brain to switch off night mode and activate alertness. At the same time, it stimulates the pineal gland to produce serotonin, a powerful chemical that boosts your mood, improves nighttime sleep, and helps your body naturally produce testosterone, the very hormone that fuels a man's energy and drive. Without that light, your circadian rhythm gets thrown off. Hormones get out of sync. The result? Fatigue, insomnia, a loss of vitality, and even intimacy. Science confirms it, and ancient wisdom had it right too, they just used different words. So I told Mr. Thompson to try something new. Every morning between 5:30 and 6:30 a.m., I asked him to step outside, just for 15 to 20 minutes. He didn't need to jog or push himself. Just sit on the porch, take a short walk, let the light hit his skin and eyes, and breathe deeply. After just 1 week, he told me he felt more awake. After 2 weeks, his sleep improved, and he no longer needed sleeping pills. By the end of the month, when he returned to my office, he smiled and said, "Doc, I feel like I'm 50 again." And honestly, he looked like it too. And what's even more incredible is this. Just by soaking in that early sunlight each day, your body begins to naturally rebalance its hormones. You start to feel calmer, your memory sharpens, and your masculine energy slowly returns, without a single pill. But if you think sunlight alone is enough, I'm afraid that's only half the journey. Because while your body needs light to reset and awaken, it also needs the right nutrients to create real, lasting energy from the inside out. And this next point might surprise you, because it's something most men today get completely wrong. The more you cut out fat, the weaker you become. Sounds strange, doesn't it? But here's the truth. The second thing every older man needs to do is get enough healthy fats to fuel your body and rebuild your inner strength. For years, I've seen men walk into my office proudly saying, "Doc, I'm eating super clean. No fat, no oil, no red meat. Just lean chicken and steamed veggies." And yet, they were more exhausted, more anxious, sleeping worse, and feeling like their spark was gone. And it breaks my heart, because that kind of strict dieting, while well-intentioned, often strips the body of the exact raw materials it needs to produce vital male hormones. Let me tell you something many don't realize. Testosterone, the hormone that gives a man his fire, isn't made from lettuce. It doesn't come from water or air. It's built from cholesterol and healthy fats. Without those, your body is like a furnace with no wood. There's simply nothing to burn. According to studies from Stanford School of Medicine, omega-3 fatty acids from fish, monounsaturated fats from avocados, walnuts, and extra virgin olive oil. These are the essential building blocks your adrenal glands and testes use to naturally produce testosterone. Ancient practices used to describe it differently, talking about strengthening the kidneys and nourishing the blood, but modern science points us to the same root. Healthy fats nourish hormone production, improve circulation, and lift both your mood and stamina. So if you've been avoiding fat entirely, thinking it's the safe choice, think again. It might just be the reason your energy is slipping, your sleep is breaking, and your drive is fading. The good news? The fix is simple. Add the right fats back into your diet, and you may be shocked at how quickly your body responds. I remember Mr. Bailey in his 70s who came in feeling exhausted, depressed, and barely sleeping at night. Even when his family tried to talk to him, he just stayed quiet. His blood test showed testosterone levels close to the bottom, even though he had no major illness. I asked, "How's your diet lately?" He said, "Only vegetables, document. My kids told me fat causes cancer and cholesterol, so I cut it all out." So I helped him adjust his meals gently. 3 servings a week of salmon, mackerel, or sardines. 1 or 2 eggs per week. He started using sesame or olive oil for cooking instead of regular oil. And just a small handful of almonds or walnuts each day. Less than a month later, he came back with color in his face, walking strong, smiling. "Doc, I added a little fat back into my meals, and I feel like I did back at the factory years ago." Even better, healthy fats don't just support testosterone. They also help your body absorb vitamin D, reduce inflammation, support the brain, and improve natural sleep, without needing any pills. But eating well isn't enough. There's one more thing many people forget: your breath. Because even if you eat and sleep right, shallow or stressed breathing still drains your strength. As we age, our breathing gets shorter and tighter. Sometimes we only breathe from the chest, or even hold our breath without realizing it, especially when anxious or upset. According to research from the University of California, proper deep breathing helps reset the body's nervous system, calm the mind, and bring back natural energy and balance, both physically and emotionally. I remember Mr. Harold, 73 years old, who came in with symptoms just like many others. Years of poor sleep, low energy, quick heartbeat even at rest, and avoiding intimacy with his wife. "Doc, I can't breathe right," he said. "My heart races. I feel shaky just lying down." After ruling out major health issues, I told him not to take any pills yet, but to start with his breath. I taught him a simple 4-step breathing technique. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale slowly for 6, then pause for 2. Do this for 10 to 15 minutes every morning and evening. After a week, he called me saying, "Doc, I haven't slept this well in years." 3 weeks later, he said he felt stronger, even in bed with his wife. According to research from the University of California, this kind of breathing helps calm the nervous system, restore hormone balance, and improve sleep naturally. But even with these good habits, there are silent things that drain a man's energy. The first is something many do in private: self-pleasure and watching adult material. It may seem harmless, but it quietly weakens the body and mind. Studies from Harvard Medical School show it disrupts hormones and dopamine, leading to fatigue, poor sleep, and lower drive. To stay strong, you must stop this habit and make room for real connection and true healing. I once saw a man named Mr. Allen, 66 years old. Thin, pale skin, dark circles under his eyes, restless and unable to sleep. He said, "Doc, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I eat well. So why do I feel weaker and more anxious every day? Could my kidneys be failing?" But after running all the tests, everything came back normal. It wasn't until we talked more deeply that he finally admitted something he had been hiding for years. He was watching adult videos and masturbating several times a week. My friends, according to research from the National Institutes of Health, each time a man releases, the body loses not just fluid, but also vital nutrients like zinc, B12, and trace minerals that support the nervous and hormone systems. And when adult content is involved, dopamine levels spike unnaturally. Over time, that can cause emotional instability, poor sleep, and reduce natural testosterone production. I asked him, "How do you feel after it's over?" He lowered his head and said, "At first, I feel a bit relieved, but then empty, tired, guilty, like something's been taken from me." I nodded and told him, "That feeling isn't random. It's your body signaling that your inner energy is being drained faster than it can recover." The truth is, self-pleasure isn't harmful if done mindfully and in moderation. But when it turns into a habit, done too often with the brain overstimulated by screens, it becomes like a faucet that's left open all day. Sooner or later, the well runs dry. And the most dangerous part? It's silent. No one sees it. No one talks about it. And the person struggling carries it alone, leading to low mood, poor memory, disturbed sleep, and eventually both mental and physical burnout. So what's the solution? Step 1. Cut off all access to adult content. Don't keep it for fun or to kill time. It's poison with a sugar coating. Step 2. Replace the habit with gentle activity. Walks, gardening, painting, quiet time, meditation, or spiritual reading. These simple things help turn sexual energy into creative energy. The moment you take control, the healing begins. And in time, that lost spark, that strength you thought was gone, starts to return. Step 3. Practice deep breathing and calm your mind. It helps quiet the urges and settle the emotions. As the old wisdom goes, when a man learns to hold his energy, that energy transforms into clarity. And when the mind is clear, the body feels lighter, steadier, and more alive. What's even more powerful is this. Once you break free from these habits, you don't just feel stronger physically. You begin to feel stronger in your spirit. Clearer, calmer, more like yourself again. But if you think only self-pleasure drains a man's energy, think again. There's a pair of everyday habits that seem harmless, but they slowly and silently kill a man's fire from within. The second thing to stop, drinking alcohol and staying up late, the quiet duo that robs you of your strength. Over the years, I've spoken with many older men who've told me things like, "A little drink helps me sleep," document. "Just watching some late-night TV with a beer. Been doing it for decades." But that's exactly what makes it dangerous, when something harmful feels normal. Let me tell you a true story. Mr. Sam, 65, was a retired teacher. Cheerful and kind. But lately, he'd been feeling tired, uninterested in intimacy, and struggling to sleep. I asked him about his evening routine. "Well," he said, "I usually drink a little with my buddies. We hang out, laugh until 10 or so. Then I come home, turn on the TV, and wind down with some comedy till about 11. And right there, I knew the cause. Here's why. First, alcohol doesn't help you sleep well. It sedates the brain at first, but it leads to light, broken sleep that doesn't restore your body. You may pass out easily, but wake up feeling drained, dry-mouthed, and foggy. Second, your liver works overtime at night to break down the alcohol, making your body hotter, dehydrated, and stressed. And third, alcohol lowers testosterone by suppressing the pituitary gland and the testes, both of which are key to male vitality. The result? The more you drink, the more tired you feel, the weaker you become, and the faster you age. According to research from Cleveland Clinic, regular alcohol use is linked to lower testosterone, poor sleep quality, and faster hormonal decline in men over 60. Our bodies are designed to repair themselves between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. During that time, the liver detoxes, the kidneys restore energy, and the brain releases melatonin to help recharge the system. But if you're still awake after 11, that entire recovery process is disrupted. On top of that, late nights raise cortisol, the stress hormone, which leaves you foggy in the morning, sluggish in the afternoon, and restless at night. According to research from the Mayo Clinic, staying up late and drinking alcohol are two major factors behind falling testosterone levels in men over 50. So I told Mr. Sam to quit drinking at night. And instead of a beer, I suggested gentle herbal teas, like lotus tea, chamomile, or ginger with honey. No heavy dinners after 7 p.m., to let the liver rest. TV off by 9. Lights dimmed. Soothing music. A quick foot massage. Wash the face with warm water. A drop of essential oil. A few quiet breaths. Make it a bedtime ritual. 1 month later, Mr. Sam came back smiling. I didn't think quitting alcohol and sleeping early could make such a difference, but I feel so much better. My grandkids even said my skin looks healthier, and I've been less grumpy. I sleep like a rock. I eat with joy again. What's amazing is, by just fixing two things, your liver detoxes better, testosterone comes back naturally, your sleep gets deeper, and your mornings feel full of energy again. But we're not done yet. If you think this is the end, you've only cleared the surface. The real difference between an older man who's tired and one who's still full of life lies in something far more powerful: consistency. My friends, we've just walked through 5 life-changing habits. There are 3 simple things every man should do to restore his energy naturally, and 2 silent traps he must avoid to protect his strength. The 3 daily habits may seem small, but they are deeply powerful. First, get morning sunlight every day to reset your body clock, clear your mind, and awaken natural testosterone. Second, eat healthy fats to fuel your body's hormone production, so you feel strong physically and light in spirit. Third, take slow, deep breaths every morning and evening to calm the nervous system, restore your energy, and bring your body back into balance. And the 2 traps to avoid. First, no more adult content or self-pleasure, because what you lose is not just fluid, but the very essence of your vitality. Second, stay away from alcohol and late nights. They don't just take your sleep, they drain your strength little by little, without you noticing. I know change isn't easy. Quitting alcohol isn't easy. Waking up early isn't easy. Letting go of habits you've carried for decades is the hardest of all. But my friend, I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen men in their 70s come back to life after just 2 months of small changes. Their sleep returned. Their skin looked healthier. Their voice steadied. Their eyes lit up again, and they laughed like they hadn't in years. Aging isn't the end, it's a turning point. It's when we pause, breathe deeper, and begin to live not faster, but better. What I'm sharing with you doesn't come from books. It comes from over 30 years of caring for older men, watching some fade and others rise again. And what's most amazing, that renewal didn't come from pills. It didn't take money, just awareness, just a quiet decision to begin. If you've listened this far, it means you've already started. So hold on to that spark. Don't stay tired. Don't stay restless. Don't be the man who drifts through the day with no fire. Be the steady one, the strong one, the man whose presence still warms a room, whose heart still shines, gray hair, slow steps, and all. If this message touches something in you, please subscribe so we can meet again each evening, like 2 old friends over tea. Share this video with a man who may be struggling, so he knows he's not alone. And if it feels right, leave a comment that simply says, "I choose to keep my strength." Let that be your promise to yourself. Growing old isn't what we should fear. Losing energy, clarity, and dignity, that's what we must protect. So may you live strong, live clear, and live with meaning, right to your very last breath.